Welcome back to the show. Now we're joined by Charles Tarbey from Century 21 with the latest property stats. And for anyone that knows Charles Tarbey, you know he's a bit of a comedian, so whenever he comes on the show, I never know what he's going to say next or what he's going to do. Well, we'll pan the cameras around, and tonight he is dressed in pink.
I'm dressed in pink.
Charles Tarbey, tell me, where has the gold jacket gone? Why are we dressed in pink?
Any smart comments will cost you $250 per smart comment.
And I was expecting a jacket for myself. I was happy to join you.
Oh, it's on its way. It's on its way. No, look, we're just doing this for Cancer Council, and their logo here, right across the Australasian region. Pink jackets are being worn by all the people trading gold for pink, and off the shop fronts, different functions. We're also doing the Children's Telethon this month in Perth, which we've been doing for 20 years now. And that auction goes live on the 26th of October, expecting between 650 and 750,000 to be raised on that day, just on that particular property alone. So there's a lot happening for the month of October, Chris. And here I am, and I'll take money off you anytime you want to give it.
And the golden jacket is a worldwide thing. Like you've got to be the biggest. Are you the biggest agency in the whole of the world?
It's the most recognised brand in the world. And if you go to Japan or Paris and you walk down the streets, you'll see a gold jacket and you'll see a Century 21 shop front somewhere.
Now, John Edwards commented in the break that it gives your it just brings your complexion out. Could you potentially keep this forever now?
Look, I'd absolutely love to, John, if I could wear this jacket every day, because it's just not socially acceptable. But most of the time I would.
You don't have to go out on the boat now.
No, I don't. You get the suntan. Thank you very much. Can I get to the figures?
OK, let's go to the figures. What's happening?
Right. The auction clearance rates across the country a little bit lower than this time last year at 66.9%. They were 69.3% last year. Sydney was actually the best performer, even with the long weekend that we had. So that came in at 76.4%. Melbourne came in at 69.1%. Adelaide, again, in the 50s, 60s, 50s. That's probably one of the better other capital cities other than Sydney and Melbourne.
Now, we're mid-October now, so literally 2 months or maybe 8 or 10 weeks till the end of the year.
Yes.
Are you expecting that those results will start going up as people just need to clear those properties out?
It does come back to supply. I know John was talking about supply before, and it's something we talk about a lot. I think if the supply starts to kick in, we might get a balanced market. A lot of people probably sitting back, getting a little bit concerned about the noise coming out of RBA, especially investors. So I think people might be coming into this season with a bit of caution, and I think that's okay.
And so what are you seeing with the homes advertised for sale now?
1.5% up this week over last week, so we've had 4 weeks in a row. So that's good news, because it was in a negative when it should have been in the positive. In the New Zealand market, they're actually on the increase, so I was thinking that there might have been a massive increase post-election, but the better performing areas are Wellington, Canterbury and Otago. So they're the ones that are starting to show good, strong signs of growth in the stock market, and in the listing market, and that's what we're looking for, because they seem to be ahead of us.
OK. And obviously for the cash flow for people, what's happening to rents?
Now, in the last 2 years since I started the chart, there's not much change, particularly in the last 12 months. It's been flatlined, but they've increased in Sydney, and the rate that they're sitting at right now is 11.72% over that 2-year period. In Melbourne is at 8.19%, and Perth is at 19.42%. So that's giving us an average of 13.11% at this point in time.
Sure. And then finally, just the vacancy
rate. The lovely vacancy rates, 2.37 in Sydney this last week, real good. Melbourne, 2.72, real good. Perth, 6.95%. Bit of a climb there. So an average of 4.01% right across the country, Chris.
Sounds good. Now, a final thing with the, certainly the charity, why Cancer Council?
Will you be donating? Look,
I can donate whatever you want me to donate.
One of the most, well, you can donate a day on your boat, and we can take people out and we can charge for it. Thank you so much for that. The one thing that we've chosen this charity because realistically, there isn't anybody in our organisation that I've spoken to that hasn't been impacted in some way with cancer, and the Cancer Council, and of course, Unite in Pink is the slogan, and that's what we're trying to do.
Mate, I'll certainly do it. As soon as we're in the new year, say January, we'll give you dates on the boat to give away to charity.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Very good.
Thanks.
Good to see you both. And certainly if you heard the conversation, property bubble.
Yes, I'm going to bring my pin in next week because I'm sick of hearing about it. I think I just might burst it for you.
I think we've done it for this show. Yeah. No more talk about the bubble. Charles Tarbey from Century 21 in your pink jacket. John Edwards from Residex, thank you for coming along. Thanks for joining us this evening. Until next week, I'm Chris Gray. Good night.
The information featured in this program is general in nature and therefore should not be relied upon.